What is going on, guys? zVitiate here, and today I'm bringing you guys a Killzone Mercenary review slash first impressions of the game. I have about 3 hours played into the game, slightly more, slightly less, I would say probably closer to 4 hours, and I've already formed some pretty strong opinions on the game. The main story of Killzone Mercenary is that you are a mercenary who is hired by both sides, the good and the bad, to work for them. Your main goal is to make money. You make money through the single player and the multiplayer as well. No matter what you do in the game, you are going to make money. Getting kills, getting headshots, completing objectives, all these kinds of things will gain you money. Even getting ammo off of fallen enemies will grant you more money. That is the main purpose of the game, but there is some pretty good storytelling in it. So obviously the campaign is pretty short, I believe. It's only 9 missions, but the missions are kind of long, and they are really good missions in my opinion. There's a lot of action. It kind of strays away from the classical Killzone, slightly slower paced gameplay to a more arcadey feel, which I think is good, especially when you're talking about a handheld console like the PS Vita. I'm holding it right now. Honestly, a game like Killzone 3, which is a great game, I don't think it would suit as well as the pace that Killzone Mercenary has. Speaking of Killzone 3, I thought I would compare Killzone Mercenary to some current gen titles out there for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. This game is by far the best looking PS Vita game I have played so far, and it runs beautifully. Honestly, if I had to compare it with Killzone 3, I would say it's slightly worse graphically, but I feel like it runs better. Killzone 3 on the console has some FPS issues. This one I've experienced very little FPS drop at all, and it looks stunning. I would say it's almost on par with Black Ops 2, which is running on a humongous Xbox 360 console, compared to this very small PS Vita, which if I had long enough pockets would fit in there. It's absolutely amazing how good this game's look. The gameplay footage that you guys are seeing right now does not do it justice, but this game is absolutely stunning and is by far the best looking PS Vita game out there. Along with it being the best looking PS Vita game out there, this is by far the best first person shooter on the PS Vita. So far, the PS Vita has had 2 semi-memorable FPS titles, Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, and I believe it was Resistance Falling Skies, I believe. I'm not quite sure on the rest, but it was a Resistance title. And this one blows the rest out of the park. This does not stand with the current Killzone gameplay, where it's kind of a little bit slower paced. This one is definitely fast paced, slightly more arcadey, but it runs beautifully, and the gameplay is just so fluid and so nice. It makes those other FPS games look like shit. And by the way, Black Ops Declassified sucked tits. I'm just saying that game was terrible. Furthermore, just the controls work really nice. It took me a while to get used to the sprint. The sprint is the O button. You tap it once to O, and then you tap again if you want to knee slide into a crouch walk, and it works really well. It took me a while to get used to the small PS Vita thumbsticks, but that was just me personally. Swapping weapons was very intuitive, and something I really liked was the knifing animations. You would swipe on your screen in like the arrow direction, and that's how you would knife, and that worked so well. It was a very nice feature, and I absolutely loved it. This game runs so nice. It is by far the best first-person shooter graphically and gameplay-wise on the PS Vita. Now let's talk about the multiplayer on Killzone Mercenary. Compared to the other FPSs that I talked about, Black Ops Declassified and Resistance, this game actually has a multiplayer, and this multiplayer is kick-ass. There are only 3 game modes. There's Deathmatch, then there's Warzone, and then there's one other, I forget the name of it. But they only support up to 8 players, which you might be saying, oh my god, zVitiate, that is really small. But it actually isn't. It works really well. The maps are small, and they're tailored for 8 people, and it runs absolutely amazing, and it's very, very fun. You can create your own classes, and it just works really well. It's very fast paced. You get rewarded with money, and it's actually a really good connection. I've experienced no lag so far. Of course, I've only been playing it for a couple of hours, so who knows, that may change. But overall, the multiplayer experience is very fun, and it's very balanced. I haven't seen anything overpowered yet, so don't quote me to that, but I really do like the multiplayer. It's a very nice feature. I think it's on par, if not better than the campaign, and the campaign is definitely a must play. It's short, but very, very fun, and the multiplayer is definitely going to have me coming back a lot of times to keep on playing this game, because it is that awesome of a multiplayer game. So to wrap this all up, what would I give Killzone Mercenary on a scale of 10? For the multiplayer, I'm definitely going to give this a 9. For a small, portable, handheld device, this is the best multiplayer FPS shooter I've seen. Of course, there are a couple of things I would like to see changed, nothing major, but giving it a perfect 10 means that the game is flawless, and I don't feel comfortable saying that. I'm going to have to give the campaign an 8.5 out of 10. It was a little bit cheesy at times, but all in all, it's a lot of fun, very arcadey, but very fun. So if you add both those together, this game gets a 8.75 out of 10. It is a must-buy if you want a first-person shooter on the PS Vita. Amazing game, amazing graphics, amazing story, a fantastic multiplayer, and all in all, a great game. But guys, in the comment section down below, tell me if you guys are going to pick up Killzone Mercenary, and if you have, tell me what you guys think about the game. Make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you guys are brand new to my channel. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm zVitiate, and I'm out. Peace.